Hello friends, I am Ravinder Kaur from Government Polytechnic College, Amritsar, and my today's lecture is on highway engineering, and my today's topic is hill roads. So students, have you ever been to hills? And if you have gone to hills, then you should know that what type of hill roads are. Hill roads, definitely they are very different, quite different from the plain roads on plains, because on plains we don't have any cross slope, but in hills you definitely have cross slope. So what is cross slope? Cross slope is a slope which is in perpendicular direction from the alignment of the road. So hill roads, they are also called ghat roads, and these are those roads which are constructed in areas of high altitude such as Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, etc. So a hill road is one which passes through a terrain with a cross slope of 25% or more. I was telling you students that what is cross slope. Cross slope is a slope which is in perpendicular direction from the alignment of the road. You have seen slopes in the plains as well, because when we talk about vertical curves in roads in plains, then definitely a downward gradient sometimes meets upward gradient, or sometimes upward gradient meets downward gradient, and definitely there is a slope, a little bit slope along the alignment of the road. But if the alignment is in perpendicular direction, then we say that the road or the terrain has got a cross slope. And if this cross slope exceeds 25%, then we call that type of road as hill road. So these roads present more difficulties in their design, construction and maintenance. Students, even in plains we have to give due consideration to the design of the roads, because we design the roads for the safety and for the comfort of the people who are using it. But in hills, because the roads they are more prone to accidents, so we have to give due consideration to the design of the roads on hills. So these roads present more difficulties in their design, construction and maintenance, and moreover the area is such that in that area it becomes difficult to design or to start the construction. You face many difficulties, and definitely even after that, due to landslides and other things, it becomes difficult to maintain the roads. So special care should be taken in design and construction of hill roads, as these are more dangerous and sometimes prove fatal to the traffic during road accidents. This topic deals with the special problems of hilly areas such as landslides, surface drainage, soil erosion, snow avalanche, etc. Students, do you watch Discovery Channel? If you watch Discovery Channel, then definitely you might have seen the shows on landslides, on soil erosion and on snow avalanche. So if you don't watch Discovery Channel, you must start watching it right now. So I come to the important terminology related to hill roads, some important terms. These terms are related to the hill roads. So first term is bridle path. So what is bridle path? The path or road meant for use of pedestrians and animal pack transports such as horses, donkeys, etc. in hilly areas is called bridle path or bridle way. So bridle way is basically a path or a kacha road which is built for the transportation purposes from villages or from the inner valleys or the small villages to the main roads. So, bridle path is generally used by the villagers and the people who are living on the slopes in the valleys to reach the main roads. So, second is your hairpin bend. So, if you have gone to hills or mountains, then you must know that there on the road is not plain. It has along its alignment there is slope, there is the cross slope, and at the same time there are lots and lots of curves. So, the road has got so many bends that sometimes you get dizzy and you may face some other problems due to these bends, but these bends are they are important, because without giving the bends, without giving the horizontal curves on the hill roads, we can't build hill roads. So, we talk about hairpin bend. This is a bend when the alignment of road in hilly areas is like that of hairpin. The bend is termed as hairpin bend. Now, have you seen a hairpin, students? So, if you have seen a hairpin, so this is a hairpin bend. You can see here that road is coming from this direction. It is going like this. So, then here comes the hairpin bend. This is bend. This whole part is a hairpin bend. So, it has got the shape of a hairpin. So, this is almost, you can say that it turns the direction of the road through 180 degrees. You are coming from this direction, and then after taking this bend, you are going back. So, this is your hairpin bend. So, in hill roads, when alignment of road in hilly areas is like that of hairpin, the bend is termed as hairpin bend. So, while negotiating a hairpin curve, a driver has to be very alert, otherwise there will be danger of fatal accident. Otherwise also, if there is no hairpin bend, even then you should be very careful while driving, and on plains also, students, you have to be very careful while driving. So, hairpin bends are unavoidable in hill roads. These should be located on hillside having minimum slope and maximum stability, because this type of bend is very dangerous. So, it should be located on hillside having minimum slope and maximum stability. Besides hairpin curve, which changes its direction through 180 degree, there is also a corner bend which has its convexity on the outer edge of the road at the ridge of the hillside, like this. This is the corner bend. Now, students, your traffic is coming from this side. You just look at the arrow, and the traffic is coming from this side. It goes like this. So, this is a corner bend, and it has got convexity. This is convex curve. This convexity is towards valley side. This is towards valley side. So, this type of bend is called a corner bend. So, these should be located on hillside having minimum slope and maximum stability. Besides hairpin curve, which changes its direction through 180 degrees, there is also a corner bend which has its convexity on the outer edge of the road at the ridge of the hillside. If the side of the hill contains ridges and valleys, then salient curve, convex and re-entrant curve concave are provided as shown. You can see in this diagram here. This is your salient curve, So, this is your hill and this is valley. So, when the surface is convex towards the valley side, then the curve is salient curve. And then you go here, and this curve which is concave, this is concave surface, it has concavity towards valley side, this is called re-entrant curve. Then again comes this salient curve. So, salient curve, re-entrant curve and again salient curve. So, whole of the road is built like this. You have seen the hill roads. If you have seen the hill roads, you must know that salient curve and re-entrant curve is the most important feature of any hill road. So, these are the various types of curves or bends which are provided on the hill roads, and we can't construct hill roads without these bends, because they are most important feature of any hill road. So, now we come to retaining wall. Now, what is retaining wall? You know, students, that the hill roads, they are they have different cross sections. Sometimes hill roads, they are built totally in cutting. Sometimes hill roads, they are built totally in filling, and sometimes the hill roads are constructed partly in filling and partly in cutting. So, you can see in this diagram that this road is constructed partly in filling and partly in cutting. So, this part here, this road is that part, this part of the road is that part which is filled up, or and this part is that part which has got cutting, which has gone through cutting, and after that this road is constructed. So, now we are talking about retaining wall. So, what is retaining wall? The wall built to resist pressure of filling and traffic load in case of hill roads is termed as retaining wall. Like here, you can see that this wall is retaining wall. This is retaining wall. The wall, this wall is built to protect this filling. This filling is protected through this wall, and also when there is traffic load on this road, on the surface of this road, due to this traffic load, this filling can go down the slope. To protect this filling along with the load that comes upon the surface of the road, the load of the vehicles, those are traveling on this road. This retaining wall basically retains the pressure from this filling and from the load that is coming upon the road due to traffic. So, that is why we call it a retaining wall. It retains back the filling part, this part, the filling part of the road, it retains back the filling part. So, that is why it is called a retaining wall. So, to stop the traffic from rolling down this slope, this parapet wall is built. This is the parapet wall. So, now we were talking about retaining wall. So, the wall built to resist pressure of filling and traffic load in case of hill roads is termed as retaining wall. It can be constructed in dry stone masonry, brick masonry or cement concrete. It can be constructed any locally available material, with any locally available material like dry stones. Stone masonry is quite popular in hills. So, it can be constructed with the help of dry stone masonry, brick masonry or cement concrete masonry. So, now we talk about the breast wall. The stone wall constructed to protect the slope of cutting in natural ground from the action of weathering agencies, especially water, is termed as breast wall. The breast walls with vertical back are provided on the inner side of the road to support loose and unreliable soil particles and prevent landslide. Like here you can see that this wall, when before we were talking about this wall, this is retaining wall, and now we are talking about this wall. This is the hill slope. As we come down the slope, here we had cut the slope, this part of the slope has been cut to construct the road. So, this breast wall is basically, this is helping this part of the hill from coming down. So, the part of the wall, that wall which retains the cutting side of the slope, it retains back the cutting side of the slope, that is called breast wall, and the wall that retains the filling part is called parapet wall, or is called retaining wall. And parapet wall is constructed to help the traffic and to stop the traffic from rolling down. So, these are three types of walls we have studied about them. One is breast wall, the other is retaining wall, and third is parapet wall. So, now we talk about parapet wall, a short wall constructed above the retaining wall to prevent the vehicular traffic from falling down the slope into deep khuds or ravines is known as parapet wall. Thus, for the safety of traffic, parapet walls are provided on the outside road at hairpin bends and straight reaches of the road where there is a likelihood of danger and accident. So, these are three types of walls. Now, we talk about scupper. So, what is a scupper? Scupper, it is a small culvert. You know that it is very important that we drain off the water from the hill roads, because the water flows down the slope on a very fast speed. So, due to that speed of water, it erodes the soil on the hill slopes, and finally that poses us grave problems, grave dangers. So, it is important that we should have very good drainage arrangement on the hill roads. So, scupper is a type of drainage facility given to the hill roads. So, it is a small culvert of low cost or simply a cross drain made of coarse rubble dry masonry to facilitate drainage of water across the hill roads. So, here in this diagram you can see that water can come down the slope like this, it will go down to this drain, this side drain. So, also the water from the hill road itself, it will flow towards this drain. So, or down to the slope here, down to the slope or to the drain. So, whatsoever water is collected in this drain, so it is, this drain also have some longitudinal slope and it flows towards a catch pit, and whole of the water that comes in this drain is collected in this catch pit, and from this catch pit the water goes down the slope and comes out of this on this slope. So, this part of this drainage work is called scupper. This is scupper. The water, this is under surface drainage arrangement, under surface drainage system. So, the water is taken from this catch pit through this arrangement which is called scupper, and then water goes out of this scupper to this slope and flows down. So, this is a way in which you can give good drainage arrangement to the hill roads. So, basically scupper is, it is a small culvert of low cost or simply a cross drain made of coarse rubble dry masonry to facilitate drainage of water across the hill roads. Generally 8 to 10 scuppers per kilometer of hill roads are provided in addition to regular bridges and culverts. So, 8 to 10 scuppers per kilometer. So, after certain distance, after going through certain distance, definitely you need to take away the water from the side drain, and it is collected in some pit, and from that pit, catch pit, it is taken down the slope. So, generally 8 to 10 scuppers per kilometer of hill road are to be provided. I do not know whether they are provided or not, but definitely they are to be provided in addition to the regular bridges and culverts. Hand packed stones are placed everywhere on the top and around the scupper, and retaining walls are provided on both the ends. So, now we come to the typical cross sections of hill roads. So, for cross sections of hill roads, I have already told you students that the sections, there are various sections of the hill roads. Hill roads can be constructed totally in cutting, or hill roads can be constructed in totally in filling, or hill roads can be constructed partly in cutting and partly in filling. So, here on the screen there is a cross section of hill road in cutting. You can see that this is the slope, this is the natural slope of the hill, natural slope of the ground, you can say, and from this part the slope is cut like this. So, whole slope is cut like this, and on this part the road is constructed. So, this whole road is constructed in that part of the slope which has been cut. So, the water flows down like this. This is a catch water drain. Water gets collected in this catch water drain, so that if we do not construct this catch water drain here uphill, this is basically this catch water drain is constructed uphill. If it is not constructed here, this catch water drain, then definitely whole of this water that is coming from above the slope, it will flow down on this road and it will definitely damage the road. So, to stop this fast moving water from damaging the road, what we do? We construct this catch water drain here. So, most of the water that comes down the slope is collected in this catch water drain, and so only little water goes down the road, and thus we can protect the road from the damaging flowing fast flow water. So, this is the carriageway, and this is the formation width. This part of the road is called formation width. Carriageway, and carriageway is that part of the road which is used by the vehicles, and on both sides of the carriageway there are shoulders, and shoulders and carriageway both jointly they form this formation width. And here is the spoil bank. This is spoil bank. Basically, this is the soil which is dumped here after cutting this part of the slope, and we can use this soil. This is basically a bank of soil, that is why this is called spoil bank. So, we can use it wherever it is required later on, because whenever some part of the road is constructed in filling, then we take this spoil bank from here and we can use this soil for the filling purposes. So, this is the cross section of the hill road in cutting. So, next comes the cross section of the hill road partly in cutting and partly in filling. So, hill roads are generally constructed partly in cutting and partly in filling. Most of the time the hill roads are constructed like this. So, these types of hill roads are constructed when the hillside slope is not very steep and cost of rock cutting is not too much. So, this is that part of the road which is built in cutting. This is a cross section of the road which is built partly in filling and partly in cutting. This is that part of the road which is constructed in cutting, and this is that part of the road which is built in filling. So, this part is filling, this dark part is filling. So, this is the retaining wall that is retaining back this filling material, it retains back the filling material. This is parapet. So, it is for the vehicular traffic, and then this part is cutting part. So, this was basically this dotted line, this shows the original hill slope, and after cutting this part, this is the new slope of the hill. So, sometimes this slope of the hill is left like this, and sometimes when the slope is very steep and there is a danger of landslide, then this part of the slope is protected with the help of breast wall, that we have already read about that. So, hill roads are generally constructed partly in cutting and partly in filling. These types of hill roads are constructed when the hillside slope is not very steep and cost of rock cutting is not too much. So, now we come to the third type of cross section of hill road, that is cross section of hill road in filling. So, students, we have talked about a cross section of the hill road in cutting, then we talked about the cross section of hill road partly in cutting and partly in filling, and now we talk about the cross section of hill road which is completely in filling. So, construction of hill road in embankment is very costly because so much of material is required. Now, you can see on this diagram, this whole part, this is the natural slope of the hill, this is the natural ground, natural surface of the ground. So, this whole part, this is in filling. So much of fill is required. This is only one cross section, must remember this is just one cross section of the road. So, this road may have any length, it may be a kilometer or more than a kilometer, and just imagine if you have got this much depth of filling and that too for kilometers together, then how much filler material is required for such a cross section of road. So, construction of hill road in embankment is very costly and generally should be avoided. This type of construction becomes necessary when a depression comes in between the road alignment In this case, two retaining walls will have to be constructed, one on each side of the road. So, if there is a depression in between, the line along the alignment of the road, there some depression comes in between the road alignment, then this type of construction is done. And in this